third League and Cup double. Meanwhile, the cup holders were also involved in a thrilling contest at Orrell.
There's nothing much more than Wayne Kilford can do. It's a very, very strong wind. And Leicester will be looking to contain it and every now and again make up ground through kicking into touch. Up goes Bull. Cardooni burrows for it. Harris. Potter. It's a reasonably safe tactic to keep the ball in hand, but they must keep it in hand. Leicester, oh, it's an interception, and it's Ian Wynne who's going to score for Orrell, and that is a dramatic score. A breakdown in midfield, and Orrell have taken the lead. Ian Wynne, the try scorer. It was a breakdown in midfield, and Ian Wynne was in the perfect position. All he had to do was look at the area between the posts and the try. Jerry Ainscough with the conversion, and Orrell get off to a perfect start in this Pilkington Cup semi-final. Spreadbury is taking Orrell back another 10 metres, and immediately it gives Leicester a chance to reply to the opening score of the match. Harris has given it a big thump, and he has to against the wind, and it's 3 points. It's just the reply that Leicester needed. Cockrell throws. The tap back, Bibby takes it on for Manley, the Orrell back row working in harness. It's good play by Orrell. Morris runs into a Leicester wall, Cardooni one of them. Manley. Orrell in a good patch, need to win it. Morris looks, Ainscough. The long pass out to Taverner, and that's James Naylor out there on the left wing. Orrell looking for all options here. It's Ainscough down that narrow side, and Jerry Ainscough is going to score a wonderful try. Orrell have scored a second try, and Ainscough salutes his teammates, salutes the crowd. What a wonderful score for the outside half. This is the man who's played in 4 semi-finals, and this is how he scored. First of all, the dummy run by Langford, and then the super long pass to Taverner. And this is James Naylor in, who he does well. So too Taverner. Johnson with the pass to Ainscough. Now Ainscough can't be caught by Dean Richards, and he's already saluting before he's gone over. What a score. Richard Cockrell. To the back it goes, aimed for Richards. We've got a hand to it. Cardooni's got 2 hands, so Harris and Boyle. Leicester looking for things, looking for ways to get back at Orrell. Harris again with Roundtree in support. Again this tactic is used. And once again it's Orrell who go over the top. Tony Spreadbury quite clear. You can't dive in on the man with the ball, the tackled man. You have to be on the feet. The first man must be on his feet to play the ball. Diving in for the ball, and that is why the referee blew for the penalty. Harris, who's given it a stab, and he's got 3 more points for his side. 26 minutes gone, and Leicester reduced the deficit to 6 points. It's held at the back by Bibby, onto Morris. And there's a Leicester man on the wrong side of the ball, and he's been penalised for it. It's Bill Drakeley, the man who's conceded the penalty. You'll just see how the Leicester man gets in on the wrong side of the ball. He's going to receive some treatment there from Orrell, and he's penalised as well. Bill Drakeley, whose father Nick played for England as a prop, and he, of course, is the replacement for Neil Back. So Orrell are changing the kicker. This is Simon Langford to kick left-footed. And will it come round enough? It looks as if it will. Oh, that's a great kick. That is a super kick from Simon Langford, and it stretches the lead for Orrell. 35 minutes gone in the first half, and it's Orrell with a 9-point advantage. Up goes Clive Cooper for Orrell, and that was an important tap from the kick-off. Cardooni dummies. Oh, the charge down by Morris. He could get there himself. That's a wonderful piece of play by the Orrell scrum half, and Orrell is so close to a third try. The look of disappointment on Morris's face. Jez Harris's kick charged down by Dewi Morris. He had a fortuitous bounce. Now he looked to go himself, and that was a good tackle by Wayne Kilford. And Gary French's moment of glory taken away. And things are happening on this side of the scrimmage as Richards controls it from the back, and it was perhaps inevitable the penalty would be given against the defending side with the front row going down, and Richards decides that his side shall have a penalty. Big man's going to have to play a big part in this second half, controlling matters. Harris struck it well. Lots of wind to contend with. And Harris has brought Leicester back in. It's now 6 points the deficit. It's good play this by Orrell. Morris, and it's Langford. Hines, oh, that's Ainsco's kick, is charged down by Potter. Stuart Potter will score for Leicester. Oh, that's a great try for the Tigers. And the second. What a try. Stuart Potter, in his second season with the Tigers, charges down Ainsco's kick. And Leicester are back in this match. It was difficult for Ainscough. He hit Potter straight in the face. Now this was very well played because he controlled it with his feet, and that was a lucky bounce. And Taberner's tackle can't score, can't stop the Leicester man scoring. The conversion as well. And it's Leicester who have gone into the lead. And Morris waits no time whatsoever. Cleary. And this Orrell back row getting more into the match, but again they've lost the ball, and it's Underwood with space. Underwood now against Naylor. He's winning it so far. He's going round here and win, and that is a marvellous try by Leicester. And this man, Rory Underwood, England's most capped international, and here he is turning it on for his club side. He's hardly seen the ball in this semi-final, but he shows his deadly finishing power. Orrell lost the ball in the tackle. The breakdown, it's quickly moved. Now look at Rory Underwood. He's gone round James Naylor, and he's no slouch. Then he swerves on the outside, beats the centre Ian Wynne, and touches down for a glorious score. Harris. Can't convert the try. Gary French, who was the son of Ray French, the former St Helens man who won caps for England, and now of course the Rugby League commentator. This is Bibby for Orrell. Orrell need to win ball. They need to win it quickly. Cleary it is, holding it up for the home side. And he's doing well. Just outside Leicester's 22. On they go, the men in black shirts. Morris to Ainscough with Langford on his hip. Langford looks back inside. Dewi Morris with Martin Hines inside, taken down by his opposite number, Roundtree. But rousing support for Orrell as they go on into Leicester's 22. It's the ball they need, but it's the penalty they have. So Orrell have a replacement for their captain, Steve Taverner. This is Paul Hamer, who plays on the wing now, with Simon Langford having gone to full-back. That's Steve Bibby lying down, holding the ball. And it's Jerry Ainscough who carries his side's hopes for 3 points. He's done it! Oh, yes! Jerry Ainscough with a very difficult kick, a narrow angle and a strong wind brings Orrell back to within 3 points. We've got a cup semi-final on our hands. Cockrell throws. Richards cleans up, tidies it. Leicester so good, so cohesive in these tight situations. Mustn't be collapsed, it must stay on its feet as Leicester march on. It's Matt Poole with the ball tucked under his arm, and Cockrell takes it, now hands it on to Richards. You see this close, cohesive, rolling ball, and it's taking everything for Orrell to defend it. Now then, Roundtree takes it, helped by John Wells. And Cockrell. Now Cardooni wants it. Now the problem is, of course, is whether there is just a touch of over-elaboration. But Richards rips it, surveys what's in front of him. He's got about 8 metres to the Orrell goal line, but there's a lot of defence between he and the score. And Tony Spreadbury is lecturing Orrell for committing the penalty offence. The ball cannot be picked up, cannot use hands in that situation, and it's Steve Bibby who's been penalised. Jez Harris strokes it, and he gains 3 points. The 4th penalty goal for the Leicester outside half, and it's the cup holders who have gone ahead, and they lead by 24 points to 18 with 10 minutes of the match to go. There's always going to be a different story in the second half, of course, when the teams changed round and Leicester would have the advantage of this win and trailed by 15 points to 6 at the interval. But they've come back into the match and their forwards have played a storming role. And Richards has led. Here he is again at the back with the ball under his arm. Cardooni whipping them into shape, into action, and the momentum takes them into Orrell's 22. It's with Wells. The rolling ball, so effective for Leicester this season. Wears the side down. Harris now with Drake Lee on his hip. Cardooni to Harris. There are men over here. If Boyle can get his pass out, he's gone through the tackle. There's a two-man overlap here. Cardooni whisk it out Underwood. He's got a man outside him. Leicester might well have scored, but they still have possession. Harris now, Boyle coming in. They're 3 meters short. This is a final onslaught by the away side, and they're going to score another try. And that is it for Leicester as Stuart Potter gets his second try of the match. And the cup holders have surely played themselves into a second successive Pilkington Cup final. So much pressure for Orrell to soak up, and this is Potter running round with not a man to lay a finger on him. Second try for him. Jez Harris, and the crowd will cheer because he has added another 2 points. Perhaps Orrell have one more chance just to at least score something, give the home crowd something to cheer up about, and it's Dewi Morris who's eager to get that done. Leicester won't worry too much about this. They're too far in front. They've done enough. Bibby it is who takes it on for Orrell. A last desperate attempt perhaps, and that is it. Leicester, the cup holders, are into a second consecutive final. 3 second half tries, 2 by Stuart Potter and 1 by Rory Underwood. Sufficient for Dean Richards and his team to go to Twickenham. It was a marvellous second half performance by them, but take nothing away from Orrell. Reduced to 14 men with a sending off for Charles Gusani late in the second half, but they just didn't have the firepower of the Leicester side, who go through to Twickenham for the final.
The road to Twickenham was complete. The stage was set for the dream final. Cup holders Leicester against champions Bath. Expectations were high among both sets of supporters, and the attraction of English rugby's top 2 sides in battle guaranteed a world record crowd of 68,000. Even the wet conditions couldn't dampen the enthusiasm for the contest that lay ahead.
Cup finals mean something. It's not another international, it's your bread and butter, it's your family, it's your neighbours, it's your butchers, your milkmen. They're all here. It means so much to these players.
We've managed to hang on to the desire. People say, well, how could you win the Cup 7 times out of 7? And no side would have done that had we not had the hunger each year. And the hunger is there, definitely. In fact, probably even greater this year than in previous years.
I don't regret retiring one iota. I was 18 years in the first team, 7 cup wins under my belt. I've done it all. I'm 38 years of age. I'm enjoying getting up on a Sunday without having hot baths or massages, so I'm fine.
All the players and all the squad and people attached to Bath would love to give Jack the send-off he deserves, and that is with another Pilkington Cup final win. It won't come easy. Leicester and Bath are without doubt the two best sides in the country, evenly matched, and it's going to take a special effort for Bath to take this cup this time.
Emotional day, but it'll be a workmanlike day as ever for Richard Hill. 33 last week and in his 8th cup final, and he doesn't know what it's like to lose one. What a servant of the Bath club, and of course England's most capped scrum half of all time. 10 of these players are about to go on tour of South Africa with England, and 2 of them on the bench as well, in John Mallett and Steve Ajomo. That tells you about the strength in depth. You can't see a weak point in that lineup. But it's a farewell partnership of Richard Hill, Stuart Barnes, the 2 of them there. And Leicester with 6 England tourists there, 5 full internationals, led by Dean Richards. What a battle with Ben Clark in promise there, the 2 number 8s. And a side, as I said, with 13 of last year's winning cup final team. And all set for a truly epic end to the season under the charge of top referee Ed Morrison from Bristol, 42-year-old who's works for British Aerospace, and he'll keep firm control for sure. The roar goes up. The Pilkington Cup Final 1994 is underway. First one way, then the other. The ball picked up by prop forward international Lebogu. Hill to Barnes. Clark standing off. Barnes raced the ball as Neil Back comes in, and pressure there is. But a mark called and given. Play continues in the excitement of the opening flurry.
Well, the Bath forwards will be delighted with that start there, but good kick by Wayne Kilford, good take there by Wayne Kilford, the Leicester fullback, that he was under a fair bit of pressure. That did extremely well, and he's now got the chance to take a little bit of heat out of the situation and put the ball into touch.
Interesting figure, Wayne Kilford, who's displaced John Lively as Leicester's number 1 fullback. He's one of the 2 first time in a cup final, but adds a very interesting counter-attacking dimension. So watch out for him running from fullback. First line out. Redmond and Johnson, respectively, Bath and Leicester, the key figures. Jumping at the front. Matt Poole, Andy Reid, the middlemen. It's Reid who got up for Bath. Remember, Bath have the psychological advantage of an impressive forward domination over Leicester in the league match just a couple of weeks ago. Bit of tension, bit of sparring.
I think they're just measuring themselves up there, Nigel, that I noticed that Dean Richards immediately went over to his player just to defuse the situation. But there you are, that sort of Leicester slightly the heavier than Bath, but a lot of it's down to technique in the scrum.
Secure ball, but the referee's going to ask for it to go in again. Richard Hill joined Bath a decade ago from student days at Exeter University, and now it's Robinson to Clark on the top penalty. Ben Clark and of course Dean Richards in close attendance. Someone tackles hand, there's a penalty for offside against Leicester. It's hit onto the post, and this promises to be the opening points. And off the ball, still a few flailing arms. And it's simmering just a little.
You see that offside there. Richard Hill was impeded when he's passing the ball. Victor Ubugo went down on it, and the referee judged that Leicester were offside. And I notice now that the referee is getting both captains together just to have a quiet word with them, just tell them to settle it down. And I think one or two players a little bit hyped up for this, and in a way, who can blame them on this occasion?
Yes, the occasion really has got to the players, I'm sure, but they need to keep firm self-discipline. Ed Morrison will not mess around, and he'll take a firm line should anyone step beyond the bounds of good sense and legality. So a first kick at goal for Jonathan Callard. Well, this is a man who started out as England's fullback but ends the season not even being on England's tour, which is cruel by any measure. When he kicks some wonderful goals, can he set Bath on the way? Strokes it through the posts. 3.5 minutes. John Callard gives Bath a comforting opening score. Morrison just making sure Cockerill's exactly where he wants to be in the line of touch for the throw-in. And obstruction, pushing in the line out by Bath. It's a full penalty to Leicester. So an easier chance now for Harris to make amends.
Let's see if we can see what the penalty is for. Yes, and it's against John Hall there that it's certainly looked as though he's all over John Wells there, that and certainly the referee quite right to penalise him.
There'll be a little bit of added nervousness for Harris after that narrow miss just a minute ago. Now with 11 minutes played, a chance to make it 3-all. No mistake that time. So good pressure from Leicester rewarded. Exactly 11 minutes played, and the Tigers 3-all with that Bath. Barnes to go. Pressured by back then effectively. He'll be wanting to have a good game to make a point. Left out of England's squad for the tour. Hill comes low. Barnes in support, nicely delayed pass. Callard tries to go wide, stays in, beats the tackle of Matt Poole covering. And Barnes again, danger here. Reed powering up the middle, takes out Jez Harris, 6 metres out from the Leicester line. Barnes having a go. Inside, Robinson, 4 metres out. Advantage play, and eventually hand in a ruck. Full penalty to Bath, and they should get their deserved reward here.
Yeah, deserved indeed. You see Stuart Barnes there, instead of passing out, Jinx inside, who's there, but Andy Robinson makes the ball available, and you can see Leicester, the hands going in there, referee again right on the spot, but it was the charge down kick actually earlier on in the attack that worked in Bath's favour there, because it opened up the defence, which I don't think would have happened before, but good play by them.
Bath retake the lead through Callard. 6-3, 17.5 minutes played. Big scrum for Leicester here on their own 5-metre line. Adel Kardouni. He's been around a few years now, but he's still only 25, 26 on the 17th of this month. And a great talent. Not altogether recognised, I reckon. Slow put in and a collapsed scrummage. It's a free kick to Bath. Danger here for Leicester. It's a free kick, remember, not a full penalty. Richard Hill calling the signal. The set routine. Can Leicester keep them out? Up comes Redmond, decoy, Clark's the man. Held 5 metres out, and I saw an odd hand going in there, a clenched fist, should I say. But there's a penalty meanwhile for Bath. And the first man in for Leicester, I think after the tackle, went down to ground and is penalised.
You see it there, that Ben Clark, the key man, driving in. Let's look for the Leicester hand there, because that's what the referee has signalled it's for. And yeah, stopping the, you can't really see it from here, but obviously the referee right on the spot there. But I'm amazed actually that Leicester wanted to delay the put-in right on their own line, that really they'd be wanting to get the ball in the scrum. And I think the referee was a bit harsh on them there, because Bath were pushing before the ball came in.
The end result then, a chance for John Callard to make it a 6-point lead. We've played 25 minutes. And Callard's on target. 9-3, Leicester edge further ahead. Less than quarter of an hour and a half to go. And celebrations in that camp. Here comes Abogu. Victor Abogu, 7 England caps. That's Dean Richards with 36. Set up on the Bath 10-metre line. Cardooni desperate for ball, and that will help the Leicester cause. A bit of a tangle. Oh, and Abogu reacts against Martin Johnson. Abogu, who felt he'd been hard done by, I think, and the referee is trying to calm him down. It was a full frontal assault on Martin Johnson. For whatever caused it, I don't know, but that was the reaction.
He's
Well,
going to be a lucky man to say on the field, I think, here, that certainly right in front of the referee, that sort of doesn't matter whether it's a cup final or a friendly game, that you can't be getting away with that.
Well, there may have been some thing at close quarters that Ed Morrison saw, because he's let off Abogu, and I know that he was concerned about Abogu's position on the floor for safety reasons, and jumped in very smartly, Ed Morrison, to make sure that no accident befell him. And whatever it was, Abogu was incensed by something, and with a measure, I guess, of sympathy from Ed Morrison, because he's allowed him to stay on. A penalty anyway stands, and it's Jez Harris to try and pull back 3 points. It's good. Leicester stay in touch with less than 5 minutes of the first half to go. There'll be a little injury time to add on, but great cup fighters are Leicester. It's come loose to Cardooni, popped up by Richards. This is Harris, nicely worked to that Tony Underwood. Good acceleration, slip but regains his feet. Wells takes on, Leicester break out, and the rare attack from the Tigers. Harris floats it over the head of Swift. Chasing is Rory Underwood, and the ball finds touch in the corner. A lightning injection of pace from Tony Underwood. For once split open the secure defence of Bath. Leicester have the throw-in through Richard Cockrell. Leicester's best effort so far, Bill.
And he's given them a real lift out there, that everyone's expecting Jez Harris to move the ball out to elder brother Rory, but he just slipped inside to Tony. Great acceleration there. Big line out now for Leicester.
Not contained by Leicester players, but outside arm being used. Not sure Martin Johnson agrees, but it's a free kick to Bath, to the disappointment of Leicester and their supporters. Barnes to take it. 31-year-old Stuart Barnes, well, he's been around a decade, but just 10 international appearances since 1984, when he won his first cap. And there are many who feel that that's not really a fair reflection of his talents or worth at international level. Barnes with his 195th game today in Bath colours, but it's Leicester attacking. Stuart Potter with back, the link, Pilford, nailed by Adebayo. He had him as a mark man then. Here's Cardooni. Harris, Tony Underwood again, incisive up the inside. Still going to the Bath 22. Cardooni sets it away. Harris once more. Neil backs out there. Has men outside, and wide out is Kilford. The cover from Hall, he slips that. He's 3-4 metres out. Leicester desperate to retain possession. Looks as though they have it. Cardooni, Harris, Potter here. He can run a bit, but nailed in turn by Barnes. And a penalty in front of the post, with remorseless Leicester attacks being rewarded. And that was good possession, continued possession from Leicester. And it shows what's possible when they run at Bath.
You see it here, the penalty for a high tackle by Andy Reid down Stuart Potter. The referee was going to play advantage, could see nothing happening, and he gives a penalty right under the post for Jez Harris to tie the score. But really, Leicester have been lifted by the play of Tony Underwood. He's had two extremely good breaks, but I think if you look back in the last facet of play, that there was a bit of running off the ball that they were lucky to get away with.
This to level it. 9-all, Jez Harris, his third penalty with a minute and a half of injury time played, and that's how they'll turn around. Half-time whistle goes. A pretty torrid first 42 minutes. 3 penalties apiece. Callard for Bath, but finally Leicester drawing level with Jez Harris's third penalty goal. That, I guess, just about a fair reflection on the first half. So with Robinson off the field, Leicester could take advantage. Jomo's waiting on the touchline, but not yet able to come on. It's on the halfway line. It's there for Hill. Barnes. Miscue for once. Awkward bounce though for Kilford on the counter-attack. That's what he likes to do, but not much chance to make further headway. Bath still with 14 men, and that's what Cardooni is trying to exploit, but they're half expecting that. Obogu had come round to block his path. It's there again for Leicester. Smuggled away. I think Clark, no it wasn't, it was Hilton who had a hand in there. And here's a chance for Swift on the break. It's a race. Underwood covers, but Swift's there, and nothing, anything that Leicester can do about it. Tremendous quick thinking, and the great try finisher and try scorer has done it again. Tony Swift, scorer of tries in the 90 Cup final, 2 then, 1 in 86 and another now. This was how it came. Well,
it all started there, how the referee allowed Dave Hilton to use his hand in the ruck there. Leicester obviously expected the ball, they came up flat, didn't expect Bath to win it, just chip it behind the defence, and once they had to turn, and Swift, a great predator there, goes over for the score. But Bath extremely lucky to get away with winning that ball in the ruck.
Well, he's 35 years young on the 24th of this month, Tony Swift. This is his 6th Cup final, and no wonder he's still a hero at the recreation ground, Bath. Callard misses. It's 14-9 after 9 minutes, and I must say I was mesmerised, as I think the Leicester players were, by Dave Hilton winning possession initially, because that was the crucial moment. A well-placed ball by de Glanville, which left Swift virtually unchallenged. Ed Morrison from Bristol had charge of many big games, many internationals. It's just the 4th time put in by Cardooni for Leicester, 10 metres out. It's there with Dean Richards. And as it collapses, Bath are penalised for dropping it. Well, 5 years ago it was a close run affair too, when Leicester and Bath met in the final. It was 10-6 then to Bath. Part of that remarkable sequence of 7 cup final wins since '84. It's close again. It's 49 at the moment, but Leicester have a chance to get within 2 points. It falls to Jez Harris. It's close, but wide. And there must be desolation for Jez Harris out there, who's now missed 4 penalty goals. That's surely the easiest. Just 25, Reed, with Poole in the middle of the line, but it's beyond them to Clark at the back. Round comes Abogu. All of it lateral, and back picked him up well. Fearless in his tackling. What matters the size, it's what they do that counts. Hill to Barnes. It's a clever probing kick. Wayne Kilford. Eases the pressure on Bath. Always coolness personified, Stuart Barnes. Quite a while since Bath visited the Leicester 22, but that's where they are now, and they have the throw through Graham Dorr. Long-serving England understudy to Brian Moore. Here's Hill, his last few moments of his first-class rugby career. Ben Clark trying to wrestle his way through. It's only 10 metres out. Hill whips it up speculatively to Glanville now. Well, ran into the outstretched arm. I don't think there was anything deliberate about that, but here's Callard. And the line looms for Bath. Cat. Try. Mike Cat, the scorer. And that must surely be the decisive moment of this Pilkington Cup final. Mike Cat with his 9th try of the season. It didn't look on, but they made something really out of nothing.
They did that there, you see. Running at the defence, it's actually the pass back there by, I think it was Dave Garforth there, that who knocked the ball back. We can see it here that John Callard there making the break, but the ball goes out. It's actually knocked backwards by the Leicester player, and that played into the Bath advantage for Cat to score.
Well, cruel moment really for Leicester. It was their own player's deflection that set up the perfect pass for Mike Cat to run onto. Jubilation all round for the man capped once as replacement this season for England, and this is only his 2nd season of senior rugby. It really has been a fairy tale story for the young South African-born centre to give Bath then a 19-9 lead. Callard with the conversion. That's a fine kick. Oh, the icing on the cake. Less than 4 minutes to go, and the jubilant Mike Cat, a triumphant Bath in prospect.
Don Callard making a break there, but look for Dave Garforth just there, the Leicester prop. He knocks the ball backwards, it plays into Cat's hands and enables him to squeeze into the corner. Yeah, let's spare a thought for Richard Hill, his final game for Bath. What a great game, you know, a final occasion for him to finish off on lifting the trophy. He's been a great servant for the club and for England.
Yes, via Bishop Wordsworth School, Exeter University, and then joining Bath in '83. Captaining Bath and England, 248th game in the black, blue and white. Richard Hill about to bid farewell, but Leicester hoping that the farewell to this match will be a score for them. Potter tries in vain to battle a way through. Still the Tigers determined and perhaps with a last chance now. Cardooni from the penalty, not back 10 metres. Well, they're all offside. To back goes 5 metres still from the Leicester line. But there's no more time. And Bath triumphant. Jack Rowell ends his remarkable career as coach on the best possible note with the double. And for Richard Hill, it's the grandest finale as he wins for the 8th time the cup title. 84 to 94 for Richard Hill, and Bath 8 cup finals and 8 wins. Not the greatest spectacle, but without doubt the best, the most complete rugby club currently in England have triumphed in league and now the Pilkington Cup. And what incredible support this wonderful city gives to its rugby club. I think their allocation was about 17,000. They wanted about 34 to satisfy local demand only. Many of them have made their way down here. Jack Rowell with a smile. I'm sure a moment of triumph for him to recall forever. And for John Hall, who receives the Pilkington Cup from His Royal Highness Prince Edward, accompanied by the man wearing the Bath tie, of course, the president of Bath, Ian Beer, president of Rugby Union, John Hall, and he's missed the last couple of cup finals. Last time here was 89 for him when he again was in the team that beat Leicester. But it's a triumph for the 8th time in 8 appearances at Twickenham. For Richard Hill, special words of congratulation. And for Jack Rowell, a farewell salute. They've done it again.
I think it was only when Mike Catt went over that I thought we'd done it. You can never relax in a cup final, and so I was a little bit nervous all the way through, and I was just waiting for the ref to blow the whistle, to be honest with you.
When I was talking to the boys in the changing room beforehand, I was saying this is the best side I've ever played, Bath side I've ever played with, and it is. You know, Leicester today, all credit to them. They kept, they stuck at it and gave us a really hard time, but that's a sign of a good side, soaking up pressure like that. And when we got the chances, we took them. That's what cup rugby is all about, and that's why Bath have always won.
We came close a couple of times. I think had Stuart popped the ball out instead of going on his own, or things had gone different in other quarters, and we might have snuck over. But they defended very well. It was very difficult for us, and at the end they came out winners.
Remember the feeling before every game. You feel just as nervous. You feel the responsibility is there every single game. This one was exactly the same. And winning is it's good every single time, and I wouldn't say this one's any better than the last 7 I've taken part in. Every one with a special side has been particularly good. Today we didn't have the likes of Jeremy Guscott and my very good friend Gareth Chilcott, but he's worked hard all season. He finished on a very high. He finished in the first team at Christmas. He's then put effort into the coaching side as well. It's been a tremendous team effort from Jack Rowell, who's the head coach, our top man, downwards through the club. It's been a fantastic achievement.
It's got to be a dream come true, scoring effectively a deciding try in a cup final.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, Swifty's try was also at a very sort of crucial point. And my try really just sealed it off, which was brilliant. But I mean, there's the team to thank. I know I scored, but it's really JC and the team to thank.
Winning is synonymous with Bath Rugby Club. It's a lovely feeling, and I can assure you, because I've lost a few games with Bath. Unfortunately, I haven't lost any big ones yet, touch wood, but we've lost a few games, and when we do lose games, it's like a national disaster in the changing rooms.
A bit like the All Blacks. How would you sum up the Jack Rowell era?
Well, it's been phenomenal, hasn't it? He's had a tremendous influence. He's led from the front. He's steered the roller coaster, if you like. I mean, 17 years. 15, 13 trophies, I can't remember. Brilliant, and to finish off a double for him is fantastic. I think the boys are pleased for Jack. The boys are pleased for Richard Hill, because he had a magnificent season. He's played really well today, and for John Hall, as skipper. I mean, Hall, he's monumental in his play, and he's led from the front. Those three deserve a lot.
Obviously, you leave Bath a happy man. Is it going to be hard to leave them behind?
It will be extremely painful. It's been a way of life for 17 years, and that is a lifetime, particularly in rugby. I've been very lucky to have the players around within the context of a wonderful, friendly club in one of the best cities in the world. So after that, the umbilical cord has to be cut, however. It will be painful, and as after the Harlequins game, I'll be a bit emotional about it.